Hi guys, hope you're all good today. Now I've got another little report for you guys. I'm in charge of the Lizardmen with this fat boy of a Slann right here. My opponent, Lost Cause, is going to be in charge of the High Elves. So this is normally a matchup I didn't tend to take Lizardmen up against because I like using those, big, angry dinosaur builds with their really hardcore Temple Guard. I thought I'd try something a little bit different today, and we have gone for the big fat boy himself right here, the Slann Mage Priest of Light. So this Lovecraftian blob of a toad. It's going to be equipped with all kinds of nasty spells. So he's got a Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Aura of Quetzal, Blood Statue of Spite, Brino's Time Warp, which is super useful, dropping that big, 24% speed and 26% melee attack, turning the front line really into, some big damage dealers. Another Banishment, Net of Amantalk, and Files Protection. So he's going to be rolling alongside the Legion of Shakwa here, who do have that big missile resistance in case my opponent's brought, a lot of bolt throwers. They can, give a little bit of protection at least keep him surviving a little while to get to the front line. Now for my front line, I've gone for just Saurus Warriors with shields. These guys, the shields are pretty damn useful for tanking missile fire. And with, hopefully, Brino's Time Warp and all the other little buffs the Slann Mage will be dropping on the front line, these guys should, be turned from pretty decent mid-tier troops into absolute lawnmowers. On the left-hand flank, I do have Saurus Spears with triple chevron. And in the back, I have gone for the Umbral Tide. These guys are, I think, a brilliant pick. He's still, even against, armies like the High Elves, which have a lot of range power, just because of their stalk. They can get nice and close, and the opponent doesn't really expect it. And as you can see, they've already done a lot of damage to these Illyrian Reaver archers. And over on the right hand side, I do have the horned ones. Now, apart from looking super cool and being really thematic, I love the look of these guys. These guys do, hit like a truck. They can't go perfectly toe-to-toe Dragon Princess. With a few buffs from the Slann Mage Priest, they should be able to do alright. My opponent here has gone for quite a large cav contingent here. He's got a couple of units of Illyrian Reavers, the Archer variety. Here he does have a standard unit, so these guys are fairly cheap shot cav. A unit of Silver Helms as well, who do fairly decent in this matchup, however they don't want to get in a tangle with the horned ones up there. Now for his front line, he has gone for some Spearmen. They've got a few chevrons on them, just, hold down the front line while his Archer Corps really does the damage. He does have 2 units of White Liners of Chase to back it up. And he has 2 units of Archers plus the Sisters of Avalon. These guys are going to tear Saurus Warriors apart if they're allowed to stand there and shoot for too long. Also a unit of Lothran Seaguard in the back. Now let's see what he does for leadership. He does have a Mage of Shadows here, which is actually the mage I quite like taking with High Elves. And in the general seat today is going to be the Princess here. So she is a hybrid weapon cavalry unit here. So she does have her little bow there, as well as a sword. She can do some decent damage. So let's get the battle underway. So you can see I do already drop a Blood Statue of Spite onto these Illyrian Reavers. These ones are getting torn up pretty badly actually here by the Umbral Tide. And over in the distance here, you do see I do drop a net down on this unit who did try, coming in for a bit of shock damage. These Saurus, they're recovering, they're shaking their heads, they're getting back up, and they're going to be starting to tear these guys apart. And the Horn ones do come in for a rear attack here, and they're just going to munch on these guys. They're going to really tear them apart. Illyrian Reavers, just lightly armoured cav, used for hitting and running, but being pinned down by that big net spell there. Looks like I don't think any of these guys will be able to break away. They are rather fast, some of them might be able to break off, but it looks like they have broken and completely shattered already. It's a nice early pick for me there. And the unit on the left hand side has broken from the firepower of the Umbral Tide. My opponent has responded here with a huge amount of firepower coming into these Saurus Warriors. They do have their shields, so they should be able to tank quite a lot of this damage. Those Sisters of Avalon just do a huge amount of damage with their little laser-fired shots here. Now we're trying to, pick on these poor little Umbral Tide. It's always sad when an Umbral Tide goes down. They do look kind of like little doggos, and I'm a big fan of dogs, so I'm very upset every time an Umbral Tide goes down. However, the Slann, was obviously also a very big, fan of dogs, and does drop a Banishment in the back in revenge, tearing up this arch unit. It looks like their leadership has started to rally, but they almost broke there. They did a nice chunk of damage to them there. The Saurus Warriors are overloading this right-hand flank here, trying to punch a way through into the back line. We do drop a Shield of Shakwa down here, just in case he tries firing him, and a Brino's Time Warp in here. Just going to turn these guys into absolute machines, absolute monsters who will be able to easily tear apart these spearmen. In the back line, the Horn ones were chasing down the Silver Helms, however they've been countercharged by Illyrian Reavers. If these guys stick in here for too long, the Horn ones will tear them apart. Do drop a shield of the old ones in here, just protecting these Saurus warriors and these Umbral Tide, who seems like might have been chasing someone. They chased them straight into some spearmen, which isn't obviously very good play by them. And there is a, let's see what this is, a Melkov's Mystifying Miasma going down on them as well, doing a bit of damage. These guys hopefully are going to stick in there and turn around. And as you can see, they are doing some damage now on the Princess. Opponent does drop a big pendulum down the front line. Does quite a bit of damage, but not too much, luckily. We are starting to munch our way through the spearmen quite comfortably. In the back, it looks like the Delirium Reavers did run for the hills, and the Horn ones are starting now to munch on these silver helms. It'll be a tiny bit of a grindy fight, especially with these archers firing and doing some serious damage to the Horned ones. This left flank is looking rather good for me now, with 2-on-1 in these white lines over here. However, the middle is not looking too bad for my opponent. These spearmen are slowly getting torn down, but these ones over here are holding the ground, and with the help from some archfire are slowly working their way through these Saurus warriors. However, my real powerhouse is right here on the right hand side. It has broken through the front line, and these Saurus are going to be, doing their slow charge here onto these archers, and they will be able to tear them apart quite comfortably. With very cool jumping animations, throwing their spears, very Achilles-like. And slowly working our way in. The Princess is trying to hop in there to do a bit of damage and hold me back. However, with the Legion of Shakwa here, her being on her horse, they are actually going to do a fairly decent job of taking her down. Even the big boy Slann himself is taking quite a lot of damage now. He's hopped into the back line, and he is slowly sniping these white lines. Another pendulum there, coming down there by my opponent. However, it is a bit more of a swing and a miss. Looked like another banishment did go down somewhere. I think it was on the Sisters of Avalon, and it just moved its way round. And they have taken quite a lot of damage from it, so that's all good. Another banishment coming down here on the spearmen, and a shield of the old ones to give my guys a little bit more of a damage resistance, as it does go through them a little bit. Doing a bit of friendly fire, but it does look like it's going to break off both of these units. Actually, my guys might rally. So just broken up the spearmen here. And this very healthy unit of Saurus warriors here in the gold chevron are going to be working their back line into the Sisters of Avalon, and they should be able to tear them apart fairly comfortably. And it's looking a bit of a disaster at the moment for the High Elves. The back line, they're trying to reorganise, but they are being chased down from Saurus warriors on all angles, and their cav. The Elven Raiders did come back, however, with the Horned ones in here, they are slowly tearing apart these cav, and it looks like they're going to win this fight just about. Front line for the High Elves is in complete retreat apart from the Princess over here, and even the Slann's getting involved here, chasing down this Mage of Shadows, dropping those big fat spells as he rolls down, and there we go for a close victory. Let's go to the end stats. That's a really good fun game actually. First time using the Slann, really impressed actually, being able to drop down that Brino's Time Warp. Really helps these Saurus warriors just tear apart. As you can see, they all got some pretty huge kills on them. They were up mainly against spearmen, but also some fairly elite white lions and regiment Romands over here. So they did a very good job. The Umbral Tide did decent, just fending off the Elven Reaver archers over here. And the Horned ones did a decent job as well. They kind of got stuck down at the end there. I probably should have been cycle charging them or trying to bounce them around a little bit more. They did tear apart the enemy cav, so they did their job. And 117 kills on the Slann Mage Priest here, so doing a lot of damage, very happy with the army overall. And I'm 100% going to be doing more Slann games. I in fact have a few more in the tank already recorded. But I thought, I would give you 2 videos today. I believe it's going to be 2 videos today. Hopefully I'm going to upload this one right now, just so I can pop out a few more videos as I go. So well played to Lost Cause there. I hope to meet you on ladder again. Very fun game. I did start to bring it back at different points, but overall I think the Saurus were just a little bit too much. So on the 19th, I do have a tournament, guys. It's called Death Before Dishonor, and it's going to be a 4-man tournament, all nice and friendly. So just let me know if you down in the comments below if you guys do want to take part. It's free entry to anyone. There's no anti or anything. There's going to be a few rules just to stop any cheese, but feel free to enter, even if it's your first tournament, if it's your 50th tournament. It really doesn't matter. Just go there to have a good time. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And I do have a Patreon account down in the description below. Peace, guys. See you next time.